Hey guys, it's Jeremy here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What do you have for today, guys, is the next installment of Freddie Fridays. I'm pretty sure this is episode 44, and as mentioned last week in the video, I decided to do something a little different this week. Before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy everything Queen, definitely hit that subscribe button down below. We do a weekly video entitled Freddie Fridays. And to my existing subscribers and Queen family, welcome back. And like I mentioned, guys, something a little different this week. What I decided to do is my favorite track or song from each of the studio albums. So I'm going to start at the debut album, work my way through all 15 albums. And this is like as of right now, guys. I was kind of looking at it last night. One second. I was kind of looking at it last night, and some of the albums were easily, I already knew what song I was going to pick before even looking at the albums, but then some were kind of like on the fence between a couple songs. But as of right now, this is what I decided to pick. These are in no way my top 15 favorite songs of all time by Queen. Just one track I picked from each album that is a standout or I like the best. And definitely down below, please list your favorite from each album as well. And let's jump right in, guys. I don't want the video to be too long because there is 15 albums to get through. So beginning with their debut in 1973 entitled just Queen, or I call it Queen 1, I decided to go with the song Liar. A really ripping song, heavy guitars, one of their heavier albums for sure. I love this song. This is definitely a standout from this album. The other songs that were kind of catching my eye were Keep Yourself Alive and Son and Daughter was the other song I was kind of thinking about. But at the end, I decided to pick Liar. Always love this song. It's really good live and just a really good tune. And going over to the next album, 1974, Queen 2. From this album, I selected White Queen, actually. It's probably my favorite softer Queen song. That's why I decided to pick it. And it's from this album, of course. But there's so many good songs in this album. It's one of their heavier albums as well. I was looking at Father to Son's really good. March of the Black Queen is epic. It's really good as well. But I decided to go with White Queen just because it's my favorite softer song by Queen. It's still got some really good riffs in there. And I think Freddie's vocals really shine in that song really well. And I always just love the sound it makes and the kind of the vibe of the whole song when you listen to it. And going to the next album, which is Sheer Heart Attack. From that album, I chose Stone Cold Crazy. This is one I knew I was going to pick right away. It's one of my favorite Queen songs of all time. This would definitely be a top 10 Queen song. It's fast. It's like a proto speed metal song. It's super aggressive. The pace of it's really quick. The guitar riff's really rememberable. Just one of my favorite songs. It's so good. I listen to it over and over and never get sick of it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in this that was kind of standing out. Like Brighton Rock was the other one that I would have picked from this album. I really like that song a lot. Killer Queen's good, but it's a little overplayed for me, and it's just not one of my favorite Queen songs, to be honest. But the other song that would have definitely been my second choice would have been Brighton Rock for sure. Really good tune. And the next album, guys, we're going over to Night at the Opera, 1975. This will be the most cliche pick of them all. Bohemian Rap City, hands down, my favorite Queen song of all time. I never get sick of this song. It's, of course, overplayed, and I've probably heard it 10,000 times in my life. But this is my favorite Queen song of all time. So, spoiler, if I ever do a top 10 Queen songs, this will be my number one. I love the flow of the song, the different parts of it, the operatic part, the really rocking part, the softer part at the beginning and the end. The transitions are really good. Freddie's voice sounds amazing. The harmonies are really good. Guitar riffs and sound is really good. It's just a perfect song. This is probably in my top 5, if not 10, but 5 songs of all time. Other songs that stood out on this album, 39, I'm in Love with My Car. I really love that song as well. Love of My Life is a really nice song as well. And the Prophet song is really heavy. I love that song as well. Tons of good stuff on this album. But with Bohemian Rap City, I had to pick it. And going to the next album, guys, which is A Day at the Races. I ended up going with Somebody to Love. I picked this album in the end because it's a song I just like to sing along to. Every time I hear it, it makes me sing out loud. It makes me do air guitar, drums. It's just a fun song, and I just really enjoy it. Tie Your Mother Down was the other song I was kind of thinking of. I really like. What else? Long Away was good too. Millionaire Waltz. Some good songs on there. But I decided to go with Somebody to Love. Like I said, it's just a really singable song and rememberable, and it just really makes you belt it out, and it's a good song. Next one here is News of the World is the next album in 1977. For this album, I chose Sheer Heart Attack. Queen's, sorry guys, I'm looking at my notes here. Queen's version of a punk song. I really enjoyed this song. It does capture the essence of 70s punk. It's got the rhythm, it's got the attitude. It's got a little bit of Queen sensibility, the pop sensibility mixed in still. It's not really as kind of grungy as like Sex Pistols or something, but a really good song. I love this a lot. And when looking at this album, I kind of knew this is the one I was going to pick. But obviously it has the all-time classics like We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions, Get Down, Make Love is good, Sleeping on the Sidewalk, like just tons of good stuff on that album as well. But I decided to go with Sheer Heart Attack just because I love their rendition of a punk song. And next in line, guys, we got the next album is Jazz from 1978. And I chose Fat Bottom Girls. Kind of the same reason I chose, Someone to Love. It's not one of those songs that's really fun to sing along to. It's just a really fun song. But it's got a lot of grit and a lot of attitude to it too. The guitar riff has still got some balls to it. And I just really like this song. Bicycle Race is good. Jealousy. Mustafa is good on that one. Don't Stop Me Now is a really classic song. But I decided to go with Fat Bottom Girls. It just has a lot of attitude and a lot of punch. And I just love the delivery, Freddie's delivery and the guys in the song. And the next one here, guys, is the album The Game, which was in 1980. For The Game, I chose Dragon Attack. Killer song, super heavy, crunchy riffs. It's got a lot of power behind it. I love the guitar work in the song. A lot of the solos are really, really good. Obviously, some other songs like Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Another One Bites the Dust, are big songs from this one, Save Me. But I decided to go with a deeper cut, Dragon Attack. It's just a really good song. I was listening to it again last night, kind of looking through the albums. And it's just super heavy. I love the guitar, really crunchy guitars. And I had to pick it for this album. And moving on to the Flash Gordon album. Honestly, I went with the theme song. I think it's just called Flash. Yeah, Flash's theme. It kind of just reminds me of the show and brings back memories of the show itself. I didn't really pick anything else. I know a lot of the stuff is instrumental, but nothing else in this album really stands out to me. It's not something I listen to regularly. So I decided just to be kind of generic and go with the theme song on this one. And going to the next album, guys, it'll be Hot Space in 1982. Honestly, this is my least favorite Queen album, and it was an obvious choice of Under Pressure. The saving grace of this album, in my opinion. Like Staying Power and Black Chat, and some of the songs are really catchy, like for what they are. But as you know, guys, I'm a rocker, metalhead. I like the heavier stuff of Queen. My era of Queen's the 70s, pretty much. That's primarily what I listen to when I put on a Queen record, for the most part. But from this album, I had to go with Under Pressure. Just an all-time classic song. I just love the sound of it with Bowie. And just unmistakable and just all-time classic. And the next album here is The Works, which is 1984. And for that album, I actually went with Tear It Up, a deeper cut. This song is amazing. This song should have been a single. It's just so heavy. It's so got so much balls and attitude to it. It just has that kind of makes you make that face, like the grit. Radio Gaga's, of course, on this album. It's a Hard Life. I Want to Break Free was another song that was kind of itching out number one. That would have been my second choice. And then Hammer to Fall would have been probably my third choice personally. Radio Gaga's really good, but it's not my favorite Queen song. I'm just, the overall song of it, the sound of it is a little too kind of retro for me. But Tear It Up is a killer song, super heavy, and just really memorable. And just, I love that song. I listen to it all the time. And the next album here is A Kind of Magic. Had some really good songs on this one as well. I went with the song Give Me the Prize. Again, another deeper cut. On this song, the title track is a big one. Who Wants to Live Forever is a super epic song. But every time I listen to Give Me the Prize, the Kurgan's theme or whatever it's called, I just love that song. It's got the same kind of attitude as the other one, like Tear It Up. It's got that kind of really gritty kind of punch to it, and the guitar riff is kind of more more deeper tone, and it just has a little bit more punch to it. The chorus is really catchy, and I just love the attitude of the song. My second choice from this would have been kind of a tie between Who Wants to Live Forever and probably Princess of the Universe is really good as well. And the next album here is The Miracle from 1989. For this album, I picked, I Want It All. One of my all-time favorite Queen songs. I think this is one of the first Queen songs I ever heard, and it kind of just stuck with me. It's just an epic song. You want to sing along every time you hear it. It's just a really good song. The Miracle's really good as well. Breakthrough's good. Scandal's good. Tons of good stuff on this album as well, but when I first looked at the track listing, I Want It All kind of stood out right away, and it was kind of a no-brainer for me. And the next album is Innuendo. I went with the title track, Innuendo. It's always been my favorite song from this album. Other songs from this album, I'm Going Slightly Mad is good. It's a cool song. The Show Must Go On is a really good song. But I just love the vibe of Innuendo. It's got a really unique sound. It kind of is them going back to their roots of the heavier kind of sound. But it doesn't sound like anything the Queen has done on the other albums. That song just has a really cool guitar riff and sound to it that just really blows my mind. I just love it. The video is really cool too. It's just a really, really good song. And to wrap it up, guys, with the last album, which was the Made in Heaven album. I'm not as familiar with this album. I listen to it here and there, but not very often. I kind of listened to it a bit last night, and I decided to go with, It's a Beautiful Day, but the reprise version. I think there's two versions on this album. I listened to the original version at the beginning of the album too. It's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Really beautiful song. It just kind of flows really smooth, and it takes you away to another place. But I found the reprise version just to have a little bit more crunch in the guitars in the middle part of it, and the guitar solo had a little bit more punch to it. I found the original version to be a little more simplistic, which is okay. I find Freddie's voice really shines in this. It's really soft but very powerful and kind of takes you away. And it's just a really beautiful song. I love it. So guys, that's it for me. My favorite picks from each album. Like I said, some albums were really clear. I knew which one I was going to pick right away. Other albums, I had to kind of debate between 2 or 3 tracks. But definitely let me know down below what your favorite track from each album is, or just some standout tracks that are always your favorites that you always go back to. And yeah, I love doing this type of video, guys, something a little different. I'll go back to some reaction videos for the next couple weeks, but then I'll mix in something like this every so often. Maybe next time I'll do my top 10 Queen songs, or my top, Freddie songs, or something like that. I'll kind of add one of these in every so often. But thank you for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up. And until next week, guys, keep it metal.